You have to imagine that the Germans were here all around, because the day before, Italy and Germany were fighting together, and the Americans were in the south. So all around the city of Rome, there were German tanks, German airplanes, German military bases, okay? And the king was moving this way. Now, to make you understanding why I'm convinced that the Germans knew that the king was leaving Rome, is because this green puppet, this green person, is the king. Imagine that if the king was here, give me a second, if the king was here, the headquarters of the German army, of the Wehrmacht, where Kesselring was here. I mean, it's few kilometers. So the new opinion, the new theory is that the Kesselring, that was the commander-in-chief of the German army, knew that the king was escaping, and he allowed him to do it. There was like a secret agreement between Kesselring and Badoglio. You allow the king to go, to leave the city, we leave you Rome, okay? So in practice, Badoglio didn't give any order to the Italian soldiers that were defending Rome. Now you can imagine, few hours before, the soldiers of the Italian army knew that the Allies were the enemies and they have to shoot them, and the Germans were our friends. Suddenly, at 8:00 p.m., the Germans became the enemies and the Americans became the friends. But nobody, not General or Badoglio himself, told the soldiers, now you have to shoot the Germans because they are the enemies. So they didn't get any order. So they were just in Rome. They knew that the king abandoned the city. They knew that the prime minister abandoned the city. All the generals of the army abandoned the city, and nobody knew what to do. At the same time, very quickly, Kesselring sent the tanks to Rome in order to take the city. And we start the battle for Rome, okay? It was September the 8th, September the 10th. This is when the German tanks very quickly from the south, they were in the southern part of Rome because they were fighting, they were moving to where the Americans were attacking. The Americans were in Sicily at that time, okay? So they were moving all their forces in the southern part of Italy. And when they realized that now Italy was a co-belligerent of the Allies, they have to move the other way. They have to move north in order to take Rome. The battle for Rome has been a very quick battle. It lasted a few hours. 3,000 Italian militaries, plus many thousands of civils met together in Porta San Paolo. Porta San Paolo is one of the most beautiful monuments of Rome. This is a gate of the ancient imperial walls. Imagine that this gate, now I'm going to show you a better picture, is 1,700 years old. This pyramid, that's part of the walls of ancient Rome, is more than 2,000 years old. Those are incredible monuments that just for a miracle survived to the destruction, because a bomb destroyed this section and a bomb destroyed this section of the gates of the walls, but the gate and the pyramid are still perfectly standing. So many thousands of civils and few thousand soldiers met together in front of this gate, okay? They were waiting for the Nazis to come from the south. Their weapons were ridiculous. Their equipment was ridiculous. The German army, the Nazis, were coming with their tanks and their cannons, so there was not absolutely comparison. These are like original pictures of that moment. You see how they were fighting, the few cannons that the Italian army had at that time to defend the city, and the Nazis came, and there was no battle in practice.